So Game of Thrones is back. The season 4 premiere was last night, and it was everything I wanted it to be and more. This is probably gonna be full of spoilers if you haven't seen it. Why are you watching this if you haven't seen the episode? Starting off with the title sequence, we've got 2 new places that they highlighted, right? One is that big weird place with the pyramid that Daenerys is heading to right now, and 2 was Dreadfort, which we've actually seen before on the show. We've just never seen it in the title sequence. And Dreadfort is where they're holding Theon Greyjoy, and they cut off his man parts. The best part of King's Landing to me was the scene between Cersei and her brother, where he is really trying this whole episode to come back to the family and the place and the relationships that he knew before, but he's not the same man anymore. They don't know each other anymore. She doesn't want him anymore. He's not in the place of honor that he's accustomed to. That led to some really interesting scenes and dynamics between the inside of the Lannister family. We got introduced to a new Prince of Dorne. I've read the books, and lots of stuff happens in Dorne that I think is kind of boring, but I'm really excited about this guy because he has come into King's Landing and he is just out for Lannister blood. You can see Joffrey just like sleazily enjoying the fact that they think they've won the war and they've destroyed all of the Starks. This guy comes into town and he just wants to kill Lannister. They have a totally unnecessary scene in a whorehouse where him and his girl person, and they're all like, she wants a hot girl and he wants the like blonde boy, and they want to have like a bisexual foursome for no reason. But then he just starts stabbing people. And that's what I want out of Game of Thrones, right? Boobs and death. You gotta check in with Daenerys, and not a lot is happening, but the dragons are bigger, and she's kind of losing control of them, and that's what they're hinting at. And I'm really excited to see that happen. The weirdest thing about the Daenerys storyline was that, if you didn't notice, they completely replaced a character. The guy who played sexy assassin man with a different actor completely, who was on Nashville and Treme and World War Z. He kind of used to look like a young, like, Fabio, and now he's just another white dude with beard. And they didn't address it at all. They tried to, like, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air it. The only reason I figured out that it was the same person is because he started sexily trying to hit on Daenerys, and she wasn't having it. But he wasn't even as good as hitting on her as the other guy was, who was all, like, oiled up and like, hey Daenerys, I wanna, This guy was just like, I got a beard. And for 3 years, we've wanted to see Arya become a badass. For 3 years, you know it's coming, right? They're like training her to just be like a sneaky killer ninja bitch. But she's not yet, because she's just still like wide-eyed, kind of scared little Arya. But not anymore, right? She's got her own horse now, because she did a little with the and she got her sword back. It's all very exciting. Even though this was the first episode and it was a little bit more, you know, subdued, nothing big was gonna happen in the traditional episode 9 sense, the creators and the writers and the actors have talked a lot in this preseason about how this season's different. Every other season in the past has led up to this big momentous moment in episode 9 where shit hits the fan, and this season, they're gonna maintain that level of events and tension throughout the season. Mother is just gonna die all over the place, right? Bodies are gonna fall, it's gonna rain blood, dragons are gonna burn, war is gonna happen, and I wanna see it all. So I'm very excited. How do you feel about the new season of Game of Thrones? What did you think? What did you find exciting? What did you find disappointing? Let me know in the comments below. I will be very excited to see who wins the game of Thrones. That was a terrible joke. Remember to subscribe to CineFix for more movie news and things.